Again, my intention's always to be helpful. It's never to be nosy. Let me be the first to apologize to you on behalf of some of my colleagues in this industry. You deserve more. Is that realistic? If I bring you a full price offer, you could move in 3 weeks.
Hello.
Hi, do I have the pleasure of speaking with the homeowner at 1224 Banana Street? Okay, awesome. I can imagine you've been quite popular today. Is that right? Probably getting a bit more calls than you would like. So I'm going to get right to it. I can imagine your time is valuable. I noticed that your home is an ideal location. It looks like you've done a ton of work to update this property. And I'm just curious, is this accurate that the home is not sold? Really? Okay. So is it still a priority for you and your family to get this home sold, Liz, or have your plans just simply changed? Is moving something you guys no longer really want to do? I understand. Again, my intention's always to be helpful. It's never to be nosy. I can also imagine that when you put your home on the market 90 days ago and you had to go through all those showings during the holidays, it probably wasn't the best experience. What was the intention back then? What were you looking to accomplish when you first put the home on the market? Oh, that makes sense. So just testing out the market to see what highest price would be? Cool. Other than money, is there anything else that you would have enjoyed from that sale? Were you maybe looking at closer to family? Are you kind of tired of living close to 380? Oh, okay. So let me ask you this, Liz. I see that you were listed at 650. How important is it to get closer to your family in East Texas? Really? So while you were listed at 650, you actually would have accepted 575. That is the lowest you would take. I appreciate you sharing that with me. Just by you saying that demonstrates why it would be a great use of your time for us to get together. If 575 would achieve all of your goals, is that something that you and your family still want to do? That's quite normal, is a lot of the times when people's homes don't sell, the excitement they had in the beginning starts to become a lot of doubts and questions towards the end. And that's definitely something we could explore together. What is the best financial situation for, is it you and Chris? Got it. Okay. So is it Chris's family out in East Texas or is it your family? Okay, awesome. Sometimes people don't really like to be that close to their in-laws. Is your husband as excited about making this move as you are? Well, I hope that my in-laws can once say that about me. That's awesome. That's great. You guys have that dynamic. Cool. Okay. Well, what's typically the best time for you guys? Is it weekends, afternoons, mornings? What's generally the best time for both you and Chris? Weekends? Okay. It looks like I do have an opening this weekend. I have a 10 a.m. on Saturday that became available. Does that work for both of you? 10? Okay, perfect. Now, in terms of what you guys have been looking for as a family, again, my intention, provided the opportunity, is to do a great job for you and Chris. So specifically, what qualities are you guys looking for in an agent that you would hire this time? What's important to you? Get the job done. Simple. Someone who has a professional integrity, be straightforward with you, tell you exactly what it's going to take this time. And then I'm also assuming you really, since you said price is very important, you really want someone who's going to fight for you to get every penny possible and make that move to East Texas as smooth as it can be. Is that about right? Okay, cool. Glad we're on the same page here. And you said what's important about the move and what's prompting it is to be closer to family and then also to get the most money you can. Is this a downsize for you guys? Or are you going to be hoping to pay cash for your next home? Oh, wow. Okay. So I would be effectively be making you homeless for about 14 months. Would you want to look for a trailer to put on that land or would you want to look for a rental while you're building? My job is to help you make the smooth and easy transition that all of you can feel comfortable and happy with. So we can definitely talk about that as well. Now, in those 90 days that you guys were on the market, did you happen to receive any offers? Wow. Okay. Any particular reason that your agent shared why none of those families chose to make an offer? Did they give any feedback? Disappointing. For all the money that you're spending in commissions, you deserve better communication than that. Let me be the first to apologize to you on behalf of some of my colleagues in this industry. You deserve more. Okay, so what I'm hearing is you had one lowball offer. You had one pretty decent offer, but your agent just wasn't really able to negotiate to get it to where it would make sense for you. Is that right? Okay, cool. Now, if we were to get another 565 offer, and maybe we did some things with commission, maybe they paid you some closing costs in terms of like title insurance, potentially could we make something like that work? Okay, cool. And this time of year, we do often have relocation buyers. Are you familiar with what that is? So someone who's relocating for a new job, a lot of new jobs, for some reason, they start Q1 of, whatever year. So this time of year, we do tend to get a lot of people traveling from other states looking for homes here. And they tend to want to move very quickly because they tend to want to move in 14, 30, 45 days sometimes. If their offer was strong and reasonable, would that be too soon for you, or would that be a reasonable timeline? Okay, now I want to make sure that we're really clear on that. Sometimes when people tell me I can make anything work, when they actually get that offer, they look at me like, oh my goodness, this is so fast. Is that realistic? If I bring you a full price offer, you could move in 3 weeks. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Well, let's get those boxes ready. We're going to get you out of there. Okay. I'm going to prepare a net sheet for you so that you can see exactly how much you're going to walk away with. I assume that's pretty helpful in deciding the type of build you want to build, right? Knowing how much money you're going to get. Do you have anything still owed on your current property? 167. Okay. So that being said, that's a ton of equity to protect. I'm making a note of that right now. Okay. And I have a feeling you're going to say no to this, but I have to ask anyway. If the best offer we received happened to come from creative financing, someone that wanted you to hold the note and be the bank for a new buyer, is that something you would consider, or do you just want me to get all of your cash out? Yes, ma'am, I made a note of that. Get all of the cash out. We're going to be telling seller financing buyers that they do have to get a loan from a verified bank. Okay, got it. Now, I know that you do need some help with the move. Do you already have your land picked out, or do you need to also purchase land? Okay, so we just need to free up the cash to buy the land. Do you already have an agent you're working with out there? Yes. Okay, great. And if you want to introduce us when we get closer, that way I can work with him or her to make sure that your move is as smooth as possible. I'm happy to work with them and make that transition easier for you guys. Great. Now I see the pictures and I see your previous realtor's description of your property, but I can imagine that you probably feel some things were left out. Is there anything about your home that you feel I should know about it when discussing your property with buyers? Really? That is nowhere on the listing. I'm glad you shared that with me. Sounds like you didn't get the exposure that you deserved and you're looking for more potential buyers to see the property who maybe didn't see it before. Perfect. I made a note of that as well. Liz, I've asked you a ton of questions. I only have 2 more. Are there any changes or modifications that you plan to make to the inside of the home before I start to bring buyers through? Sometimes people will tell me we're renovating the bathrooms. I'm just curious. Wonderful. And I do see that here in the pictures. Okay, great. No more changes. And you've shared with me that 575 is pretty much the lowest you're willing to go. What is the target for you and Chris? Do you have a number in mind that if a buyer came today to your door, you would say, heck yeah, I'd take that? Okay. I'll write that down. Sometimes people will tell me 600. Gotcha. Okay. Now I've asked a ton of questions of you and I do appreciate all your time. Your willingness to share makes me better equipped to assist you. Are there any questions that you have for me before I come out Saturday at 10 a.m.? That's a great question. And I'm more than happy to discuss commission with you when I get there. What was the commission you were previously paying total? And nor should you, especially for what you received. That's absolute horse, you know what. If I could get your home sold for $575 and save you money on commission, would that make you even more excited about meeting me? Well, I'm excited about meeting you. It sounds like you're going to be fair with me, as I will be with you. I have this number I've called you on. What is a good secondary number just in case you don't have service or your phone dies the day I'm coming out? Okay, perfect. And I already have your email address. We'll go ahead and send over our track record and references so that you can be sure the person you're meeting is worth 30 minutes of your time. I get that. In that email, you'll have reviews, and then you'll also have a list of previous sellers I've worked with. Feel free to look at all of them and ask them difficult questions. They're used to it. Now, when I do come out, if what I say makes sense and both you and Chris feel that now is the right time and all of the conditions make sense for you and you're confident in working with me, are you open to the possibility of hiring me on Saturday? That's all I ask for, is the opportunity. Liz, I'm super excited to see you, and I'll go ahead and send you that information now. You have a blessed rest of your day. Bye-bye.